How's everyone doing? We're going to be learning 3 ways to say, there's no way. The first one is the most common standard version of this form. The way you make it is you take a verb stem. So 하다 is just 하. 먹다 is just 먹. Then you'll attach 을 if it ends with a consonant. So 먹다 would be 먹을. Or attach a 릴 if it ends in a vowel. So 하다 would be 할. There normally are exceptions though for verbs that would transform when you're using them in grammar forms, like the verb 살다, to live, already ends in a 릴. So you simply make it as 살 and you're done. 춥다, to be cold, as well as many verbs that end in that letter, piup, will remove that letter and then add an u sound. Normally, 춥다 becomes 추우을, 추울, like that. As well as other verbs that end with this letter in the verb stem. This goes away, you're left with a vowel, and you make it like that. So there are some common verb exceptions, but these are the normal exceptions that will happen in a lot of grammar forms, not only here. This is the same as if you were making any other form that has this, though. So once you do that, you're going to add 리, followed by, optionally, the subject marker 가, and then conjugate the verb 없다. There's another thing, though, that you should know about how to make this form, and that is the verb stem you use can either be the regular verb stem we just did, or you could also use the past tense verb stem. So 하다 normally would be like 했어요. Well, you get 했. You get all the way to the double 시옷, and then you attach 을. So 하다 normally would be like, so you get 했, like that. Or 먹다 would be 먹었을, like that. So instead of saying there's no way that something happens, now you have a past tense. So there's no way that something happened. There's no way that he ate 3 pizzas. ate 먹었을 리가, and then you conjugate this 없어요. So what is this form then? Let's talk about this part for a second. 리. 리 is actually from 한자. It's a noun, but it's only used in grammar forms. This is the 한자, the Chinese character that is read as 리. This one means logic or a reason. So this form literally means 없다, to not exist. Logic or reason for whatever verb. So let's say we have an action verb, like to do. 할 리가 없어요. There's no way that someone does something. Literally, though, what you're saying is 할 리가 없어요. You're saying there is no logic, there is no reason why, or logic that someone would do that. This can not only be an action verb, like there's no way that someone would do something. It can also be a descriptive verb. There's no way that it would be like that. There's no way it would be that cold in the winter, like that sort of, there's no way. But by saying there's no way, literally you're saying there is no logic or reason for something. Like, oh, there's no way, that doesn't make any sense. There's no logic for that. There's no reason for that being that way. Thereby saying there's no way. Optionally, you can remove the subject marker, but most of the time you'll see it as 리가 with 없다. 엄마가, mom, 이걸 is just 이것을 shortened. So 이걸, this, 모르다, to not know. 모를 리. So literally, logic or reason that mom would not know this. 가 없지. There is no logic or reason that mom wouldn't know this, is what you're saying literally. But more naturally, this would be like, there's no way mom wouldn't know this. 엄마가 이걸 모를 리가 없지. 없지. Like, there isn't. Huh? There isn't, right? 없지. 엄마가 이걸 모를 리가 없지. There's no way mom wouldn't know this. 비도 오는데 아직도 기다리고 있을 리 없어요. 비도 오다. It's also raining. Literally, also rain is coming. 비도 오는데. So it's also raining. 아직도, still, yet, even now. 기다리다, to wait. 기다리고 있다, is waiting. 기다리고 있을 리. So there's no way 없어요. That they're still gonna be waiting. 비도 오는데 아직도 기다리고 있을 리 없어요. It's raining, so there's no way that they're still waiting. Like, come on, it's raining out there. There's no way they're still waiting. 비도 오는데 아직도 기다리고 있을 리 없어요. 사람이, people, 사람이 그렇게, that, 쉽게, easily, 쉽다, to be easy. So 쉽게, easily. So 사람이 그렇게 쉽게 변하다, to change. 변할 리 없어요. There's no logic or reason that people would change that easily. 사람이 그렇게 쉽게 변할 리 없어요. So there's no way someone changes that easily. 사람이 그렇게 쉽게 변할 리 없어요. 내가, I, 시험, a test, 맞다, to get right. 다 맞다, to get all right. 시험을 다 맞았으리. So in this case, it's past tense. Not that there's no way I could get them all right, but there's no way I 맞았어요. There's no way that I got. 맞았을 리가 없는데? There's no way I got everything right on the test. When you use 대 at the end of a question, it's kind of like exclaiming something in English. Like, there's no way. Like, come on. There's no way that I got all of them right. 내가 시험을 다 맞았을 리가 없는데? There's no way I got all of them right. So you can kind of translate this 대 with a question as almost like an exclamation mark in English. 바람이 불다 is to be windy. Literally, the wind blows. 바람이 분다고. So this is the plain form with quoting. 분다고. This form is used to mean because. However, this is more of a spoken-only grammar form that kind of sounds like just because. Just because it's windy, that's sort of just because. 바람이 분다고. 소풍 is a picnic. 취소되다, to be canceled. 취소될 리가 없지. There's no way the picnic will be canceled just because it's windy. 바람이 분다고 소풍이 취소될 리가 없지. What is this? It's the same form we just did, but instead of 없다, we can now use it with 있다. What? What this is the exact same meaning as 없다, and the way it works is that you're actually going to use it as like a question, or you're going to state something is not by using 있다 instead of 없다. Basically, instead of saying there is no reason or logic for that to happen, literally, what you're saying is there? 있어요? Is there or could there be any reason or logic for that happening? Implying there is no reason or logic for it happening. So no way. It's just the reverse way to hypothetically ask if there could be a way. It means, though, no way. 상식 means common sense. 상식인데. It is common sense, but 이걸, again, 이것을, this thing, this, 모르다, to not know. 몰랐어요. They didn't know. 몰랐을 리가 있나? Is there a reason or logic that they wouldn't know this? It's common sense. 상식인데 이걸 몰랐을 리가 있나? This is common sense. So is there any way they couldn't know that? Like, is there any way they wouldn't know this? It's common sense. 상식인데 이걸 몰랐을 리가 있나? So you're using 있다 instead of 없다, but you're using it in a question, like hypothetically, to mean the same thing. Let's go back to our first form and do a really quick review. So we take a verb stem, right? You attach or a lir, and then you attach li, and then ka, and then, you know what? I don't think we need anything else. I think we can use this just as it is. And in fact, you can. You don't even need the verb. So what you can do is li followed by ka, and then you could end the sentence. Or if you want to be more polite, li ka yo. However, note that if you do not use a verb at the end, this ka is not optional. So you wouldn't say li. So it's either liga or liga yo. This has the exact same meaning because it implies 없다. Because literally, again, logic or reason, like rhyme or reason, that something is going to happen a certain way. For our other example, 모르다, 모를 리가 없지. There's no way they wouldn't know that. Any reason or logic that they wouldn't know that is what you're saying literally, which implies no, there is none. Meaning, there's no way. So the meaning is the exact same. So it's only going to be used in speech. It has more of a spoken only, conversational feel to it. 우리 집, our house. Like my house. 우리 집에, at my house. 그렇게 크다, to be. 그렇게, that much. To be big. So to be that big. 큰, big, adjective. 냄비, a pot. 그렇게 큰 냄비, a pot that big. 우리 집에 그렇게 큰 냄비가 있어요? Do we have it? 있을 리가. 있을 리가. There's no way we have a pot that big at our house. 우리 집에 그렇게 큰 냄비가 있을 리가. Implying 없어요. 있을 리가. Notice that because it doesn't have 요 at the end, this would be casual speech only. If, however, you wanted to say 있을 리가 없어요, you can say 있을 리가요. 우리 집에 그렇게 큰 냄비가 있을 리가. There's no way we have a pot that big at our house. 그럴 리가요. 그럴 리가요. 그렇다 is to be like that, to be so. There's no way that is so, is what you were saying. It kind of sounds like old-fashioned English. There is no way that is so. 그럴, so it conjugates like this. 그럴 리가요. So there's no way. This is just the way you say the expression, there's no way. You're literally saying there's no way it is like that. 그럴 리가요. So now you know exactly what this form means and all three versions of it. And that is our lesson. Thank you for coming to the lesson today, and I will see you again next week. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.